Hi, in this video I'll primarily be speaking about the illegal apartheid entity of terror in occupied Palestine. Hopefully, in this video and the upcoming videos, I'll be bringing up points and facts about why this is an illegitimate terrorist state and why it belongs to the true indigenous Semitic Palestinian people and not these terroristic, barbaric, murderous, bloodthirsty immigrants. I came here from Facebook because it seems to be a bastion of Zionist bigotry and bias and racism. It's very difficult to make a point there without getting simply banned for no explanation whatsoever, which has happened, so I moved here. The chart you're looking at in front of you is a list of people and timeline of who controlled and had dominance over Jerusalem. As you can see, it starts out with a proto-Canaanite people, followed by the Egyptians and Jebusites. And then you have Bani Israel, the children of Israel. And before I continue further, the children of Israel is not referring to the children of the land. It is the 12 tribes, the sons of Jacob, who was renamed Israel by God. So that's one piece of propaganda the Zionists will bring forth, that to say the Quran mentions Bani Israel, oh look, they call them the children of Israel. It simply refers to them as the children of Jacob, not this entity that we have today. But as you can see, there's many people, many people who have dominance over this Jerusalem and Palestine, many empires. Take notice, okay, the blue bar, the first bar, the Israelites. Look how small that bar is. And you can definitely see it's not the first bar there. That's for sure. So that eliminates the we were there first notion, okay? As you can see, it's a very small bar. You go through the Assyrians, Babylonians, Persians, all of them. Then you get to the Hasmoneans, who were essentially started out as an autonomous entity. It was never really, from the start, it wasn't a purely so-called Israelite kingdom. Okay, but that was the period of the Second Temple. And the only reason that ever became an independent state was because the Macedonians and their empire basically disintegrated. Shortly after that, the Romans took over, as you can see, and they had a pretty good amount of time of ownership over this. You know, lots of Roman influence in Palestine and all over the Mediterranean. And then the thing I want to point out, look at the amount of time the Muslims have it. And you'll see a lot of the Zionists say, there was never a thing called Palestine, blah, blah, blah. Even the Romans called it Palestine. And it was called the land of the Philistines a long time ago. But they'll say there's no name, okay? Now, if you want to look at it from a religious standpoint, look who has this time more than anybody, the Muslims, okay? The Muslims. Both Masjid al-Saqra and Masjid al-Aqsa, which is on what many people know as the Temple Mount, or Haram al-Sharif, the big Dome of the Rock, they've been there longer than both Jewish temples combined. Now that fact alone would dictate the Muslims have more right there. The Palestinians have more right there. I'm not dumbing down the importance of this site to any other of the Abrahamic religions. I'm simply saying, if anybody has more of a right there, look at how long those masjids have been there. Longer than both temples combined. So as you can see, they weren't there first, and they sure as heck weren't there the longest. A lot of the times you'll hear them say, we have architecture or we have artifacts there. That's great, genius. But how about the Americas? The Native Americans? The day, you know what? Every time they want to bring that out, that whole, oh look, we have, we have artifacts, this and that. I want to see them at the same time call for the dismantling of the American government. And I want all the non-natives, I want them evicted. That's what I want to see them call for when they bring up that point. And how about this? We'll go back farther than that. Sicily. It was first founded by the Phoenicians. Palermo, the capital of Sicily, built by the Phoenicians. That's the way it was. There's Phoenician artifacts there. Don't they have the right of return? London, England, what is now a major Western power, a major contributor to, NATO and operations all over the world that support the West and all this. It was founded by the Romans. London was built first by the Romans. So when are these Zionists going to say they want England dismantled and they want to give that city back to Italy? When's that going to happen? It's not going to, because they're hypocrites and they're selfish and they care about what benefits themselves. So don't fall for these points. And I hope some of my fellow Palestinian activists can bring up these points. I hope they helped you. And to the Zionists who at least have some sort of brain, because I know most of them don't, I hope a lot of them see this point and they switch their views. Just from this alone, very clear. It smashes one of the biggest Zionist points, that they say it was theirs from the start, and they say, they have more rights over anybody. Even the Romans have more rights over Jerusalem than the Zionists, you know that? So remember that next time. Soon, when I can, I'll be making more videos, hopefully. I'll be bringing up more points to support the Palestinian cause, and also to hope to bring points to the fellow activists who maybe they can use this. Perhaps they haven't heard it before, but there's definitely more to come. So